antique find, and these bottles were a Facebook Marketplace find, and I love the scallops. Plus, it gives apothecary vibes. And I'm gonna put my miniature kitchen back on the shelf. If you haven't met Gus, he's my in-house mouse chef, and his kitchen lives up there. Look at this. It's a miniature pasta. It's the brand I use. Gus gets one too. This is his shelf. This was an antique find, and I love this warm glow, so I'm gonna bring it out. It's functional, but also decorative. Busting out the command hooks because that garland will not stay. I just finished and I love it. I think I am definitely a maximalist. I did try to keep the decor, I know it doesn't look like it, but to a minimum. Essentially, it's all just twinkle light and a garland, plus maybe like 2 or 3 pumpkins, but everything else technically is usable, like the cups, to like even the pumpkin container of candy, the colander, and even the spice rack. Everything kind of works. And they're kind of functional as well. So I think this kitchen is significantly more fall-like now.
Darling, I know it's hard to let go. Soon I will hold you again. Longer days when I
First bite. This is so good. Don't ask me for a recipe because it's literally whatever was in the fridge plus chicken. Oh my gosh. It's day 3 of decorating for fall, and I'm gonna do more DIYs today, and I wanted to show you because it's so cute. I'm hoping to finish decorating the front door, and as a result, we are making this wreath. Isn't this so cute? A big brand, I don't want to say who, but they're selling it for over $100, but we made this out of dollar store material. So let's get started. Here's everything we will need for today's craft. Felt from the dollar store, glue gun and glue stick, some of these styrofoam balls. I've seen people use Christmas ornaments, but this is what I found for $2. This was also a pack for $1.50, so that's all you will need for this wreath form. $2 from the dollar store, and 2 packs of cheesecloth, also from a dollar store. I actually went ahead and snipped them down to size just so for speed, and I also got twinkle lights. They are available at the dollar store. This pack specifically wasn't, but they were very inexpensive, like $5 off of Amazon. Okay, I like starting with a large ball, or like the styrofoam balls, and then position them first and then add the smaller balls, because I find that having 2 different sizes look better in my opinion. So I have all the styrofoam balls here, small ones and some large ones. So let's glue them down with some hot glue. So I'm going to stick these styrofoam balls onto the wreath form, and I like to use 2 different sizes to give it more variation, and you want it to do it in such a way that when we drape over the cheesecloth that there will be room to breathe. So we're going to leave some gaps here as we go around with hot glue. Next, you're going to want to wrap around some string lights. These are twinkle lights. I like these copper ones. They're thin and they're going to be hidden with cheesecloth later. Maybe grab a pack where you can control it with a remote because it makes for easier to turn it on and off. But we're just going to hot glue this on the back of the wreath as well, and it's going to be nicely hidden by the cheesecloth. So let's do this. When you're using the styrofoam balls, you want to put some hot glue and let them dry a little bit so that they're tacky. So when you are putting on the string lights, they would stay. Okay, now we're gonna cut out some eyes for the ghosts. I just hung these ghost wreaths up and I think they look so cute. I think they look so adorable and way, way cheaper than the $100 plus wreaths that you can find in the big box store. So this one, I think the total was probably around $15 to make one wreath. Not too shabby. Now that the front door is done, I'm gonna tackle this fireplace next. And I have an idea. Similar to what we did last year, but make it more fall instead of spooky. Last year I harvested this Virginia creeper around our side door and stripped the leaves and used the vines as the base for the decor. And this year we're gonna do the same. We chopped it down last year, but this stuff grows like weeds around our property. So I don't feel bad for taking it down. So let's do that. This is not the fun part. I'm gonna have to strip all the leaves and be left with the vine and let it dry. So after stripping all of this, my door is naked, but I've stripped all the leaves off the vines and I've bound them with wire into the shape, and I'm gonna hang it over our fireplace. Okay, so here's what we ended up with. I quite like it. I tried to do 3 loops. So kind of a curl, loop, and loop. And I'm gonna fill it in now. Okay, after noodling around for over a week, we finally finished, and I like it so much better because this version of the fireplace has a lot less going on, even though it's pretty maximalist. But I think taking out some of those leaves and then all the pumpkins on the bottom really helped. The inspiration for the fireplace is almost like an apothecary witch's kitchen. So we have a cauldron and then all the vines going up the fireplace like smoke. And I thought adding the twinkle lights added a touch of whimsy and magic. And then of course we have the apothecary bottles, the amber, putting those candles in it made it very charming, I think, with the wax dripping down slowly. Those were all thrifted. And then of course we have all the dried plants or the flowers adding that kitchen vibe there. So think of this as a young witch's kitchen, brewing love potions and making a mess. Thanks so much for watching this fall decor vlog. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know what kind of Christmas decor you all want to see.